Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my studio. Today I want to talk about cleaning your lenses. Now, I have a lot of people who come in here asking me if I clean lenses. Usually what they mean by that is, do I take the lenses apart, clean them out, put them back together again? No, I don't. And I don't recommend you do it, or do I recommend that you send it to anybody to do it unless you're sending it back to the manufacturer. And the only time that I would recommend doing that is if the lens is so dirty that you're starting to see the dirt on your pictures. I have a lot of pros who are friends who will sit down, we'll talk about photography, they'll pull out lenses that they have, we'll look through the lenses, and the dust that we see through them, it's just insane. But it's not showing on the pictures. If it's not showing on the pictures, why worry about it? I know it's annoying, especially if you have a $14,000 lens and the inside of it is just full of dust. I know it's annoying. Or even a $1,000 lens and it's full of dust. I know it's annoying. Believe me, I've been there, done that. And it freaks me out when I see it. But if it doesn't show on the pictures, you don't need to worry about it. So how do you keep your lenses clean? What should you do to clean your lenses? How much stuff do you need to buy to clean your lenses? Okay, let's get into it. First thing, never ever use compressed air, whether it's in a can or whether it's from an air compressor, to clean your lenses. Why? Because they're so high pressured that you will drive dust inside of it, you will damage it, or worse yet, if you're using cans of air, you'll actually put propellant inside of your lens, which will do more damage than the dust that's in there. So don't use compressed air. The most compressed air you ever want to use is from a little blower, and you still want to be careful with that. How about a lens pen? How about liquid? How about the lens cloths? What should you use? All right. My favorite is literally an old piece of flannel or cotton that's been washed thousands of times. I like a big chunk of it. I don't like the tiny little lens cleaning rags that you get. I like something that's big enough that you can go around and that you can clean the lens, that you can get all your dust off. Now, if you have a filter, take the filter off, clean the filter, then clean the glass. Does dust get under your filter? Yes, it does. In fact, I find that dust actually gets under the filter more than it gets on the surface of the filter in many lenses. So take the filter off, clean the filter. If you have something stuck to the lens, honestly, this is all I do. And then I clean it. I don't use the lens cleaning liquid. I hate that stuff. I especially hate it because most people don't know how to properly use it. What do? They take the lens cleaning little squirty thing. They squirt some on their lens. Well, a lens goes like this. It runs down and it gets into the lens. Don't ever do that. If you do want to use the liquid that you get with these lens cleaning kits, apply it to the cloth, make sure it's absorbed in, and then wipe it on the glass. Now, what about the glass that's inside? Yes, you can clean it, but because it's further inside, because there's stuff that's there, you want to be more careful. You can use the cloth to clean it if you have to. That'll work fine. What I tell people to do, though, is get themselves a little blower and just lightly blow the dust off. Now, if you have a lens that zooms in and out, you're going to notice that the glass moves in and moves out. You don't want to blow so hard that you're driving all the dust inside of the lens further. You want to just move the dust off of there. A little bit on an angle, little blow, and that's it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to get crazy. If you get dust on the lens itself, what you want to do is you want to make sure that all the dust is off the barrel. Why? Because on many lenses, when it zooms, you get little gaps and the dust gets on there and then it gets back inside of the lens. Simple, same thing. Just blow the dust off. Don't drive it in. You don't want to hammer it in. You just want light, blow it off, and get it out of there. Now, what about lens pens? I have a love-hate relationship with these things. Do they work? They do work. Honestly, though, I find for the price of them, it's really not worth it, in my opinion. This one I actually inherited from my dad. It's got the little thing on it that's supposed to clean your lens, and then it's got the little brushy on it. I have no use for them. This one's been in my studio for probably 15 years, and I think I maybe used it once other than just showing students. I just like simple cloth and just that. What about for water? Well, best thing is try not to get water on the lens. Seriously. That's the simplest way to do it. What happens if you get a ton of water on it? It's one of the reasons I like the bigger cloth is because you can wipe it off. I don't baby my equipment. It's entirely up to you if you want to. But honestly, if I'm going outside, if I'm shooting and it's raining or snowing a little bit, I go and shoot. If I'm by a waterfall, unless it's majorly wet, I just go ahead and shoot. I do have a lens hood for my lenses that covers my entire lens and my camera. And it's actually a lens coat, not a lens hood. And it covers my lens and my camera. I seldom use it unless I'm going to be in one area a lot and it's really raining or really wet. But other than that, I just don't worry about it. Wipe it off, dry it off, and away you go. Don't put a lens that's wet back in your camera bag and leave it sit there, because the camera bag will not dry out. It'll always have some moisture in it. Open it up, dry it out when you get back. Now, what about insane dust? Well, a couple of years ago, I was at a demolition derby, and if you want dust, go to demolition derby. There's another photographer there, and every time a heat ended, he went, took his lens off his camera and blew everything out, cleaned everything out, put it back on again. You don't have to be that concerned. He actually probably did more damage to get more dust on stuff by keep blowing it and keep cleaning it and taking the lens off all the time than anything. Go out there, use it for what it is, don't abuse it, keep it clean, and away you go from there. So that's it. Until next time, have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Get out there and take some amazing pictures. Bye-bye now.